Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I do want to thank you for all the kind emails that you have been sending over to me over the past couple of days in regards to the Jay Slater case, others in regards to love and support for the channel and encouragement to continue doing what we're doing on this channel. So we much appreciate every single one of you. My emails are always open. There's still a number of emails that I do need to get through, but if you do have any information or anything that you want to speak to me about, then feel free to drop me a message. Another shout out to Warren Slater, who recently followed me on TikTok. In fact, he only follows 5 people, me included, so it is a privilege to know that he is looking at the work, seems interested in what I'm talking about over here. Initially, I thought he was maybe following me to message me and say, yeah, please stop talking about Jay Slater. I don't want anyone talking about it. But the only message I've received from Warren is a massive, massive wave. And it's interesting because Harsh Reality, a massive shout out to him as well. He dropped a video on his channel today, and that was about Warren Slater and his feelings towards the case. But go and check the video for context. Warren Slater didn't buy into the narrative, doesn't buy into the narrative. He had so many questions the moment he landed in Tenerife and he wasn't getting the answers. It didn't make sense to him as to why his son, who he knows at the back of his hand, made the decisions that he made that day. Now, as we do know, in the last video, we spoke heavily about Rachel and Brad. Now, since then, Rachel Hargreaves has blocked me on TikTok. So someone was tagging Rachel Hargreaves all over my videos on TikTok, and she then left the comment. I didn't have enough time to screenshot the comment because she instantly blocked me, which then removes the comment. If I am to paraphrase, I remember it saying something along the lines of, this man seems lonely and doesn't have anything better to do with his life. In fact, in the next video, I'm going to be giving you guys an exclusive, detailed account of Lucy May, her final statement that's never been heard, that's never been read. It's exclusive. Why is it exclusive? Because our researchers have actually been in contact with Lucy and she has given us her side of the story. So I'm going to share that on the next video. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere. Also, a member of our alleged research team sent me over a screenshot of Rachel's TikTok post referring to me. And here's what it says. Please, can people stop sending me screenshots of this wax and other people who's obsessed with me and Brad? Now, firstly, we ain't obsessed with you and Brad, but we're definitely obsessed with this case. She says, we don't care what these people think about us with their theories and their lies. The truth sits with us. That seems extremely interesting. The truth sits with us. However, we've got Debbie and Warren still looking for answers. She goes on to say here, we don't need to explain nothing to them or anyone else for that matter. That's a bit cheeky because if the police want questions, you're definitely going to need to explain it to them, aren't you? She says it's disrespectful that people are still making up new conspiracies and not letting it go. Because your son and Lucy have given us an incoherent understanding to their side of the story, which doesn't make sense to nobody. But we're supposed to let it go. Oh, because they found the body now. Is that why we're supposed to just let it go? And you're telling me we shouldn't actually look to see if there was any type of foul play, even if that foul play didn't even include your son. Maybe something else happened out there. You're telling me you don't want to find out the truth. She says, talking about a young life that's gone, it's not acceptable. These people should be ashamed of themselves. Talking about a young life that's gone is not acceptable. So you're telling us that we can't speak about people that have died. People that have died, we're not allowed to speak about. We can't have an opinion on people that have died. You were quick to try and set up a GoFundMe to get support from members of the public, but you're telling us we can't have an opinion. He said, using someone else's grief to financially gain is pretty low if you ask me, or for clout or for popularity. Social media is ugly and the fact it's used in this way shouldn't be allowed so. She then says, please don't send me anything else. I'm not interested. We've got statements confirming, not even from Brad, but from Lucy and Ayub, confirming that the last time Lucy spoke to Jay, he was cut by a cactus lying in a ditch. If he was lying in a ditch and he was cut by a cactus and they had his ping shot location, why didn't they go to collect him? But Rachel wants to totally ignore those questions. She doesn't want anyone to answer those questions. I wonder why. We're going to move on from you, Rachel, and we're going to get back to you soon. Something that I do want to speak about in this video is the Airbnb, because the Airbnb just doesn't sit right with me. And there's something suspicious about that Airbnb. Firstly, it had no reviews when Ayub initially booked that Airbnb. The first review for that Airbnb come after Jay had gone missing, which means for someone to leave that review, they would have had to have booked that Airbnb. But what's funny, a second review was left, and it was left by the same person that left the first review 1 month later. I was actually looking through the website owned by the agency that look after that Airbnb. And one of the things that I found was this picture. This picture looks like the same picture that Jay posted on his Snapchat. Same picture, same angle. It looks like the person would have stood in the same position and took the same picture. It looks identical. But that was a picture that was posted on Jay's Snapchat, and it was a picture that was allegedly used by Lucy to find the Airbnb, which makes no sense whatsoever. Because if she would have used that picture to locate the Airbnb, then how the hell did she not use the pinned location screenshot to find Jay? She was able to turn into Detective Columbo and look at one picture and find where that Airbnb was, but she wasn't able to take a trip in a cab to Jay's last pinned location after he sent it directly to her, allegedly. The moment she received that screenshot location by Jay, I would have said, Jay, stay where you are. I'm jumping in the cab and I'm coming to you. But she never done that. Allegedly, she jumped in a cab. I went to the nearest police station. Make that make sense. What's extremely interesting about the agency that's published this Airbnb is what they've written in the description. It says here, eat and drink. A fully furnished kitchen with kitchenware is included. The villa is a mere 13-minute walk from Bar Blanqui Casa Vidal, serving Spanish dishes. Now I bet people are looking at me thinking, what are you talking about, Wax? What is in that sentence that jumps out to you? I'll tell you what's in this sentence that jumps out to me, ladies and gentlemen. It's the name Vidal. Blanqui Casa Vidal. That same name left 2 reviews on that Masca Airbnb. You will only find 3 reviews in general for this Airbnb on the internet. 2 from Fidel and 1 from Ayub. Now, the one from Ayub is extremely questionable because he published this after Jay had gone missing. Why would you publish this if your friend has gone missing? He basically says, thank you, Roman, and your cleaner, Alva, who have been good to me. Now, why would he mention the cleaner by name? Why would you mention the cleaner at all? You've only been there for 1 night, 2 nights, and you're bigging up the cleaner? What does she help you clean up? He's mentioning these people by name. He was only there for 2 days, allegedly. But he also left this review while Jay was missing. Why would you leave a positive review for an Airbnb when your friend, your alleged friend, went missing from that Airbnb and hadn't been found at that point? In fact, he was found dead. But Ayub was quick to leave a positive review. It seems like something dodgy happened at that Airbnb, or the people that own or manage that Airbnb was involved in doing something dodgy. You remember what Zach and Debbie told us about Ophelia? She was very cold towards them. She is the owner of the Airbnb, and she also manages and owns the CAF. Why wasn't the CAF attached to the Airbnb on the agency description? They only used the bar, the Casa Fidel. Fidel, the same name that left the 2 reviews after Jay had gone missing, 1 in June and 1 at the end of July. And those 2 plus the Ayub reviews are the only reviews that Airbnb have. Anyway, guys, we're going to be back with a series. I'm calling it Debunking the Jay Slater Narrative. And we're going to be doing it in several parts. I'm actually looking forward to putting it together and sharing it with you guys, because something doesn't sit right here. And just like Warren Slater said, this case stinks. Absolutely stinks. So many unanswered questions. We've got people that are allegedly close to the family that are trying to push a narrative, that are trying to shut others down with an opinion. Although Warren and Debbie are still looking for answers, they still want to know the truth. What happened to Jay Slater? You've got people close by that are trying to prevent those answers from coming out. Anyway, guys, hit the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn our notification bells on. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.